4x square into cos component is minus 1 by 2. Here 2 ones and 2 twos. Root of 5x square minus 2x square is equal to root of 3x square. That is equal to root 3 into x. That's why this a is also equal to root 3 into x. Remember this concept. Remember this formula. You can solve so many problems in motion in straight line. Suppose example motion in straight line. A motorcycle is traveling from the point A and is moving to a distance of 60 meters along a straight line, and he turned to 60 degrees from the original direction, also to 60 degrees with the same speed, and again rotates by an angle 60 degrees, maintain with the same speed, and so on. Realize distance are from A to B to x, B to C also x, B to C to D also x, equal distances. Find the displacement of the person after second term, third term, fourth term, ninth term, after first term. This is first term displacement is equal to x. After second term, displacement is nothing but the shortest time from meter point to fan point, root 3x. Second term. After third term, displacement is equal to 2x. After fourth term, displacement is equal to 3x. After fifth term, displacement is equal to x. After eighth term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After eighth term, the displacement is also equal to root 3x. Okay now? So that example will be based on the same concept. Okay now? Note down, my students, this concept maybe lies in our notes, but you should mention, you should know each and every point while studying this video. Okay? Okay? Right here, some more important points to remember, my students. Suppose if a particle is in equilibrium by the application of number of forces, compulsory know these points. First one, a single force cannot keep the particle in equilibrium. Is it right? Suppose it is a particle. Let a force is applied on it. The particle may be moves along the direction of the force. If it is released freely at rest, there is a gravitational force. It is falling downwards. That's why a single force cannot keep the particle in equilibrium. Suppose here the pen is in my hand or in my fingers. Gravitational force is acting downwards and a force is applied on the pen by the fingers in one direction, upwards. If there are two forces, but if only one force is there, the particle should be actually along the direction of the force. However, a single force cannot keep the particle in equilibrium. Second one, minimum number of equal coplanar forces required for a particle in equilibrium is 2. In the same example, force applied on the pen in our hand will be upward angle, weight of the particle is in downward angle. If these two forces lying in a plane, these two are lying in a plane and also equal and opposite, then the particle is in equilibrium. But if the particle is in equilibrium, how many minimum number of coplanar forces required? 2. But minimum number of equal and, remember this point, minimum number of equal and coplanar forces required for a particle in equilibrium is 2. Next one, the minimum number of unequal, minimum number of unequal coplanar forces required to particle to make the particle in equilibrium is 3. This can be explained on the basis of triangle of rectangle. Means P bar, Q bar, R bar are in 3 forces or 3 vectors. They are acting at point simultaneously. P bar plus Q bar is minus R bar, or P bar plus Q bar plus R bar is equal to 0. If P bar is not equal to P, is not equal to Q, is not equal to R. They are unequal. That's why the minimum number of unequal forces required to keep the particle in equilibrium is 3. Next one, the minimum number of equal or unequal, maybe whatever equal or unequal, non-coplanar forces required to keep the particle in equilibrium is 4. Non-coplanar. Remember these 4 points are very important. Keywords. Next one, here also second one is very important. If the particle is in equilibrium by the application of three forces, then sum of any two least forces should be greater than the third force. See here the example. Let the three forces are first one 10 newtons, second one 10 newtons, okay, and third one 30 newtons. These are the three co-parallel forces which are acting on a particle. Explain whether the particle is in equilibrium or not. Each chapter select if the particle is in equilibrium, then the sum of any two least forces. Out of these three, these are the least forces here. 10 plus 10, what is it? 20. And the other one is 30. Here, what is the condition here? Should be greater than the third force. That is, sum of the least forces should be less than the third force. Not greater than, less than. Less than here the particle is not in equilibrium. Not in equilibrium. Next example 2. Suppose one is Newton, second one is 4 newtons, and the third one is 7 newtons. These are the three forces acting on a particle. Check whether the particle is in equilibrium or not. Here the condition is the sum of any two least forces. 3 and 4 are the least forces. 3 plus 4 is equal to this one third one is equivalent to 5 newtons. 3 and 4 5. 3 plus these 3 and 4 are the least forces. Some of these least forces are 7, and third one is 5. 7 should be greater than 5. That's why some of the two least forces should be greater than the third force. Then by the application of these two forces, three forces, the particle is in equilibrium. Okay, now this is a condition for checking the equilibrium condition or not. Very important cases. Next observe here. This is a polygon. Sorry, regular hexagon. Hexagon. Each side is having same length. A, B, C, D, E, F. Here AB is equal to 1 of the forces. BC is also equal to F. CD is also equal to F. All the forces are same. DE is also equal to F. EF is also equal to F. It is equal to F. All these six forces are acting in a particle, and the particle is in equilibrium. That's why all these forces are represented by adjacent sides of a regular pixel. Okay. Here, what is the angle between any two forces? Theta should be equivalent to 60 degrees. Already proved. Remember one point here. Suppose if the angle between any two forces theta is equivalent to 2 pi by number of forces n is equivalent to 2 pi by theta. 2 pi by theta. Correct అవుతుందా లేదా? Number of forces n is equal to 2 pi means 360 degrees by theta is equal to the angle between any two forces 60. So 0 0 6 1 to 6 6. And how many forces are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6. If this condition satisfied, the condition satisfied aithe, then resultant force is equal to 0. Resultant of all these forces is equal to 0. ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఇది one force and this is another force. These two are equal and opposite. These two are cancelled. Again, this one and this one equal and opposite, cancel. This one and this one equal and opposite, cancel. Therefore, net force is equal to 0. Okay na? Okay na? Number of forces n is equal to 2 pi by theta, where theta is the angle between any two forces. If this condition is satisfied, then definitely is equal to 0. Suppose if number of forces n is equal to 2 pi by theta minus 1 వచ్చిందనుకున్నాం అనుకో. minus 1 అంటే సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫోర్స్ తీసేయండి. ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫోర్స్ తీసేయండి. Angle between any two forces is 60. That means 360 by 60 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. And if n is equal to 2 pi by theta 5 ఉన్నాయి 1 2 3 4 5 ఓకే ఎన్ని కూడా 5 వచ్చాయి if this condition satisfied then resultant force is not equal to 0 but it is equal to 1 of the force ఉదాహరణ ఎట్లా ఇది 1 of the force this one the two are equal to opposite cancel together even if cancel okay but here still there is one force which is not equal to 0 because resultant is not equal to 0 but the resultant should be equal to 1 of the force very important piece yala if number of forces 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and so on if number of coplanar forces number of equivalent coplanar forces acts on a particle and theta is the angle between any two successive forces suppose if n is equal to theta by 2 pi this condition is satisfied resultant force is equal to 0 yes okay and this condition is not satisfied resultant is equal to 1 of the force అంటే n equal to 2 pi theta minus 1 satisfied అనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి then resultant force is not equal to 0 but resultant force is equal to 1 of the force okay remember these points and note down all these points in our mind okay na in the next class I will explain multiplication of vectors means dot product and cross product thank you very much